You ever wondered what really goes on inside a royal palace?
Yes.
Our next guest has seen it all.
Grant Harold is a butler to the British royal family.
And you know they always do it. The butler always does it.
He has worked for the Queen, Prince Charles, William and Kate and Prince Harry, and now he's on a mission to help us behave like royalty. Good luck, Grant.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Grant. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Welcome to Sunrise. What are
you.
your duties as a royal butler?
Duties as a royal butler are very varied. One minute you could be serving table, the next minute you could be doing phone calls, looking after guests, calming guests down so they're not nervous when they meet royals because they kind of fall apart a little bit. It's obviously you're meeting quite famous people and they don't quite know how to behave around them.
Is it like Downton Abbey? Are you like Carson?
Am I like Carson? I hope so. It's a little bit like Downton, but we're living in the 21st century, so things have adapted. And unfortunately, Carson had an army of about 60, 70 staff. Today, we have maybe one, maybe two.
Oh,
so it's much smaller in a private household.
So you've got more to do. How important is etiquette in a job like yours?
I think it's very important. I mean, with my butlers, I always train them. The first thing we do is etiquette about how to behave as gentlemen or ladies, because we also train female butlers. And I think it's really important that they understand how to behave, how to look after guests, and almost act as a host, which is really important.
So what are the biggest mistakes you find when people come in wanting to be a butler and you have to correct them on?
It's gone back to what you said with Downton Abbey. They've seen Downton Abbey and they have this image of they seem to think that all they have to do is serve table.
Right.
So when I start talking about looking after rooms, bedrooms, making beds, turning beds down...
Oh, you got to do the vacuuming too?
Oh, absolutely. I'm great with the
Really?
vacuum. Absolutely. They can't believe it. They're quite shocked when I tell them that's their duties.
Well, look, it's nice to... We can bring a bit of a royal palace into our own.
Absolutely.
Can you teach us quickly? We've got a beautiful dining set.
Looks like Sam's designs.
It does. Teach us how to set a table, set a plate and cutlery properly like the royals do
The
it.
first thing you want to do is obviously get your gloves.
Yes.
So pop on the white gloves.
Yeah.
And then I have a bit of a rule that I use. I don't use a ruler, which some people do. I use the top part of my thumb, the knuckle to the end, which is roughly about 1 inch. The only thing is make sure one person does this. I trained 2 butlers to do this, and they both did the table, and it looked like they'd had a little drink because we had the plates. It was all over the place.
Megan Fox thumb.
So what you want to do is put it to the edge of the table.
She's got a long thumb.
Has she? Well, exactly.
Yes.
So you wouldn't want. She would do it on her own.
Yeah.
You put the thumb to the edge. Where it comes to the top of the thumb, that's where the plate goes, and then you just begin working in. So obviously you'll start with the butter knife. This is just to confuse people. You have the butter knife.
Put the butter knife
absolutely.
On the side.
So you don't put it on the plate?
No, we're not a hotel.
Oh.
If you're in a hotel, you put it there. In a private house or royal household, you'd have it on the inside.
Oh.
As I would say, it's to confuse people.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Then obviously you've got the main course.
Yeah.
And again, see, I'm using the thumb for the lining up.
Right.
Making sure everything's in a line. Then soup.
And so technically, when you start eating, of course, you start from the outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the golden rule. You always start from the outside, work you in. If you're not 100% sure, watch what the host is doing. Some people go to the palace, again, they're worried of what to do. What I say to them, depends how big the event is. If you're near the Queen or near the Duke, watch what they're doing, because they're great. They're great for giving you an idea to do it.
How do you greet the royal family?
You never ever offer your hand. You never offer a handshake. So you wouldn't go up to the Queen, for example, and extend your hand. You'd always wait for the Queen to extend her hand first. So you would do a bow or a curtsy. And for a gentleman, it's just a nod of the head. Nothing like this, which is maybe a bit over the top.
Yeah.
And for a lady, which
So a bit of a nod.
Yeah, just a nod of the head. And for a lady, it's just right foot behind the left and just a little bob. And again, you don't want all this going on. We're not trying to land an aircraft or anything.
No.
Right.
I think I can manage that. And dessert at the top. Okay.
Dessert at the top, absolutely.
Right.
Which is, again, that can be seen as a hotel way of doing things, but that's something that in a lot of private houses they quite like to put it up there. English style would have been, obviously, for the pudding cutlers to be on the inside.
Right, yes, yes, okay. I love it. Thanks, Grant. Lovely to meet you.
You
Really
too.
quickly, we have to go, but are they all nice? William and Kate
wonderful.
And Harry?
They're absolutely wonderful.
Are they as gorgeous as we think?
Absolutely.
Are you going to write a
Without
book?
question. No.
Good.
Maybe an etiquette book.
Don't do a Paul Burrell.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
All right, lovely to meet you.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.